Wang Ying looked a bit sheepish. Teacher Zhang's lecture was so profound, I only managed to remember a tiny, tiny bit. After hearing his daughter recount that tiny, tiny bit, the Wang clan head was so stunned his eyeballs nearly popped out along with the qi he'd just misdirected in his practice. Qi, gathering and nurturing. Theories for a mere qi-gathering realm could actually be this profound? The elders beside him also wore expressions that screamed, "What in the world did I just hear?" As if the gates to a new world had swung open before them. This is practically Grandmaster-level theory. If I'd heard this earlier, would I still be stuck at my bottleneck for decades? One elder lamented, thumping his chest in regret. The Wang clan head's usual thick skin, at this moment, fully embraced the principle of, it only smells good once you try it. He immediately instructed his daughter, "Yinger, whatever you do, you absolutely cannot drop this Teacher Zhang's class. Not, even if it kills you." Then, rubbing his hands together, he put on a fawning smile. Could you ask Teacher Zhang if he could also take Wang Tao and Wang Yan? And if it's possible, do you think I could also become his student?" The moment he said this, the three elders first jumped up, righteously indignant. "Clan head, think thrice! What about the Wang family's dignity?" The very next second, they switched to boot-licking grins. "Yinger, dear, us old geezers don't count as the Wang family's dignity. Ask Teacher Zhang if he'll take us, will ya?" The Wang clan head fumed internally. "Pah! A bunch of shameless old coots." Meanwhile, when it came to martial skills, Zhang Xuan was completely in the dark, as clueless as they come. So he moseyed on over to the Compendium Pavilion again. Unfortunately, after the Zhang Xuan was here incident, Elder Mo had long since slapped Zhang Xuan with the label ignorant and incompetent, only knows how to fool around, viewing him through thoroughly biased lenses. When Zhang Xuan expressed his desire to go in and read, Elder Mo didn't even lift an eyelid and flatly refused. Zhang Xuan was puzzled. He was just about to ask if his face wasn't worthy of books or what the deal was. Suddenly, a fragrant breeze wafted past from behind. He turned his head. Whoa. It was the Academy's resident beauty, Teacher Shen Biru. She also happened to be going in to read. This time, Elder Mo acted as if he'd seen his own dear daughter and immediately waved her through. Zhang Xuan saw this and his jaw dropped. This treatment was way too obviously biased. "Why can she go in? But I can't." "Elder Mo, you're discriminating!" Elder Mo squinted at him, his face clearly etched with, "Don't you have a shred of self-awareness? Teacher Shen is going in to study. And you? Are you going in to flip the books over, afraid they'll get uncomfortable from lying down for too long?" Zhang Xuan's mouth twitched. He quickly tried to explain that he genuinely wanted to learn. Shen Biru, standing nearby, was muttering to herself, "Doesn't Zhang Xuan have a massive crush on me? He sees this stunning beauty today, so why is he acting like a mute, not even bothering to say hello?" Seeing Elder Mo, for some unknown reason, still determined to keep Zhang Xuan out, she smiled sweetly and persuaded, "Elder Mo, I think Teacher Zhang might genuinely want to study this time. Why not let him in?" When a beauty spoke, one had to give face. Elder Mo harumphed, reluctantly agreeing to let Zhang Xuan enter the Compendium Pavilion, but not without a stern warning. "Kid, if I catch you messing around in there again, just you watch how I'll deal with you." As long as he could get in, that was all that mattered. Zhang Xuan immediately flashed Shen Biru a grateful smile that screamed, "Thanks a million, pretty sis," then rushed inside, practically tripping over himself in his eagerness. Shen Biru, however, was left stunned. This guy, he actually didn't take the chance to chat me up? This isn't how the script is supposed to go. Zhang Xuan had no time to ponder the beautiful teacher's thoughts. He was too busy worrying. Getting into the Compendium Pavilion had been such a hassle this time. Next time, he might not even get the chance. He glanced around. The Compendium Pavilion didn't seem that big. If he was quick about it, maybe he could finish reading it all in a single day. That way, he wouldn't have to beg and plead like a desperate pauper to get in next time. Of course, his so-called reading was just a euphemism for flipping through every single page with his hands, letting the Heavenly Path library in his mind go ding with each new acquisition. Thus, Zhang Xuan once again entered a state of sublime self-absorption, his mantra. I'm only responsible for flipping. Whether I actually learn anything is the book's problem, not mine. Outside, Elder Mo once again heard that familiar grating rustle, rustle, rustle of pages turning at an impossible speed. It was like someone scratching a blackboard with their nails right next to his ear. He was so angry his teeth itched, and he fumed, his beard bristling. That scoundrel. And he still claims he wasn't just putting on an act. He decided he had to see just what shenanigans this Zhang Xuan was up to inside. As a result, the moment he stepped in, he saw Zhang Xuan pick up a copy of The Cultivation and Maintenance of Wisteria Roots, whoosh, whoosh, whoosh through it in seconds, then immediately pick up Postnatal Care for Sows. Or maybe not that one specifically. Anyway, Elder Mo watched, lines of exasperation forming on his face. What kind of bizarre books was this guy even looking for? But the next second, he discovered Zhang Xuan wasn't picky at all. As long as it had a cover and words printed on it, it would be graced by his lightning-fast touch. He's definitely here to cause trouble again, Elder Mo thought furiously. Just you wait, kid. When you come out, I'll teach you a lesson so harsh you'll understand why flowers are so red. At the same time, Zhang Xuan's almost demonic page-flipping sounds reached Shen Biru's ears without missing a single rustle. Shen Biru's pretty brows furrowed slightly. Could it be that Elder Mo didn't want him in because of this cacophony? Or did he know I was coming to the Compendium Pavilion today and is deliberately doing this to get my attention? The more she thought about it, the more she felt, yes, that must be it. This brat is up to his old tricks, trying to attract this beauty's attention again. The nerve! So, she gracefully glided over, intending to expose his little charade. Teacher, Zhang, what exactly are you doing? Zhang Xuan didn't even turn his head, his words as precious and rare as gold. Reading. Reading. Shen Biru put on an expression that clearly said, I, your resident campus goddess, have already seen through your pathetic ruse. She was utterly convinced Zhang Xuan was just trying way too hard to look cool and capture her attention. So she kindly, if condescendingly, advised, Teacher Zhang, what you're doing is utterly useless. It only makes me think you're incredibly shallow. Zhang Xuan, still facing the bookshelf, mumbled, Oh, I get it. Just as Shen Biru smugly thought he would be overcome with shame and immediately back down, an even more violent, more insanely frenzied rustle, rustle, rustle whoosh assaulted her ears. She turned her head in disbelief, only to see Zhang Xuan not only ignoring her sage advice but flipping pages even faster, his hands practically a blur, leaving afterimages in their wake. Now, Shen Biru was thoroughly enraged. Even beauties have their limits. Did you not hear a single word I said? The more you act like this, the more I'll despise you. Who knew, as soon as she finished speaking, Zhang Xuan, without looking up, finally couldn't hold it in any longer and snapped, Are you nuts, lady? If you're that bored, go draw curse circles in a corner and mumble at them. Stop buzzing around here like an annoying fly. It's damn irritating. Shen Biru was petrified on the spot, her jaw nearly dislocating. This guy, he actually dared to. Talk to me like that? Fine. Fine then, Zhang Xuan. It seems you're absolutely determined to play it cool and act all tough. I'd like to see just how long you can keep this ridiculous act up. Time flew, and soon it was evening. Zhang Xuan was still like a tireless, perpetual page-turning machine, thoroughly enjoying himself. Shen Biru, observing him secretly from a distance, was increasingly puzzled. It's been 6 hours already. Even if this entire charade is to attract my attention, this level of perseverance is astounding, isn't it? He should have given up the act and come over to awkwardly chat me up by now, right? Just then, Zhang Xuan snapped the last book in his hand shut with a decisive thwack and let out a long, satisfied sigh. Done. All the books here have been successfully backed up into my Heavenly Path library. At the same time, he'd also managed to find a cultivation technique perfectly suited for Zhao Ya's pure yin physique. He turned his head and only then noticed Shen Biru still standing there in the distance, looking like a statue pining for a lost love. He wondered internally, why hasn't this lady left yet? Whatever, none of my business. Since the objective is achieved, time to make a strategic retreat. But just as he reached the doorway, Elder Mo popped out like a stern door guardian, blocking his path. You, stop right there! Zhang Xuan had just stepped out of the Compendium Pavilion when he was caught red-handed by Elder Mo, its diligent guardian. Teacher Zhang! Elder Mo's nostrils flared with indignation. From this moment onward, you are no longer welcome. In the Compendium Pavilion, don't even think about coming back tomorrow. Hearing Elder Mo's words, Zhang Xuan was a bit stunned. Huh? Why's that? Who knew? It would have been far better if he hadn't asked. The moment the question left his lips, Elder Mo exploded like a cat whose tail had just been stomped on. Do you take me for a blind fool? Spittle flew from Elder Mo's mouth as he ranted. Reading? You call that reading? That's more like playing with the books. Rustle, rustle, rustle. Are you trying to fan the books cool? Is that how anyone reads a book? Only then did Zhang Xuan understand. Oh, so it was a misunderstanding. Elder Mo thought he wasn't reading seriously. Well, whatever. All the books are read now anyway, so it doesn't really matter. He couldn't be bothered to explain and prepared to make a quick getaway. But who knew, just as he'd taken half a step out, a clear, crisp voice called out to him from behind. He looked back. Oh, great. It was Shen Biru again. Zhang Xuan had a helpless look on his face. For crying out loud, woman, what is it now? At this moment, Teacher Shen hurried over, a bright smile on her face. Teacher Zhang, since you've been reading for so long, you must have memorized a great deal of content, right? Zhang Xuan's heart skipped a beat. What is this woman scheming now? What exactly do you mean by that? Shen Biru explained. I saw you reading the 8 foundational methods of alchemy earlier, so I wanted to ask you about some of its contents. In reality, her mental abacus was clicking away furiously. If you can't answer later, let's see how you continue your ridiculous charade. Hearing Shen Biru's words, Zhang Xuan impatiently urged, All right then, if there's something you don't understand, ask quickly. I need to get back and chow down after this. Seeing him take the bait, a smug, triumphant smile touched Shen Biru's lips. She asked, When the medicinal properties scatter in 8 directions, the pill is difficult to form. I'm a bit confused by this particular line. Could Teacher Zhang perhaps enlighten me? However, before she could even finish her question, Chang Sen suddenly interrupted. Wrong! Completely wrong! He cut her off impatiently. The original line is, when the medicine congeals in the furnace fire, the pill is difficult to form. It means if the medicinal liquid solidifies, how the heck are you supposed to refine a pill? You can't even recite the question correctly, and you still have the gall to ask? As soon as he said this, tumultuous waves surged in Shen Biru's heart. She had, in fact, deliberately misquoted the question, hoping to catch him completely off guard. Could it be that he'd actually, truly memorized the 8 foundational methods of alchemy after just flipping through it once? This defies all logic. Just as she was about to press further, perhaps digging an even deeper pit for him, Elder Mo suddenly spoke up from the side. Hold on a moment. Teacher Shen, this old man also happens to have a question he'd like to pose to Teacher Zhang. He cleared his throat. When qi roams the major circulation, the mind roams all creation. How do you explain this concept? In his view, Shen Biru's previous question was practically a freebie. His own question, however, would definitely expose this arrogant kid's true, ignorant colors. But who knew, after hearing it, Zhang Xuan wore an expression that practically screamed, "You don't even know the answer to this? Are you some kind of counterfeit elder, a sham?" He said, "Isn't this a beginner-level cultivation question? Only when qi roams the major circulation can the mind then freely roam all of creation. Look, it's on that bookshelf over there, the third book from the left. Open it to page 7. Go see for yourself." Hearing Zhang Xuan's confident answer, Elder Mo was so stunned his jaw nearly hit the floor, and he almost threw out his old back in shock. Was this for real? This kid wasn't just bullshitting him, was he? So he rushed into the Compendium Pavilion like a gust of wind to confirm. Shen Biru, unable to contain her own burgeoning curiosity, also trotted after him with quick, small steps. Following Zhang Xuan's precise directions, the two arrived at a specific row of bookshelves. Elder Mo's hand trembled as he reached out. Hey, the book was really there. He flipped it open, and the content, the page number, they were exactly as Zhang Xuan had said, not a single word off, not a character out of place. How was this even possible? An atomic bomb felt like it had gone off in Elder Mo's mind. This kid? Could he be some kind of sentient library in human form? A walking, talking Compendium Pavilion spirit? Such an obscure book, yet he'd read it and remembered it with such pinpoint accuracy. Just as the two were still reeling in utter confusion, their minds completely blown and doubting the very fabric of their reality, Zhang Xuan's lazy voice drifted in from outside. Hey, you two, if there's nothing else, I'm heading off. The cafeteria's about to close, you know. When Shen Biru heard this, she couldn't even bother being shocked anymore and quickly ran out. Teacher Zhang, wait! As soon as she left, Elder Mo slumped heavily to the ground, his gaze fixed blankly on the doorway, muttering to himself in a daze. Is he really that infamous trash teacher who ranked dead last in the teacher qualification exam? His entire worldview had just crumbled into dust. Meanwhile, Zhang Xuan saw Shen Biru chase after him again and wore a profoundly helpless, "What more could you possibly want from me?" expression. Good heavens, lady, what do you want now? I'm going to eat. If I don't go soon, all the braised pork will be gone. Who knew Shen Biru would simply smile sweetly and say, Perfect timing. I haven't eaten either. At this, Zhang Xuan's inner dense dude flared to life. Wait a minute, Teacher Shen. You asked me questions, I kindly guided you. You're not actually thinking of mooching a meal off me too, are you? Hearing this, Shen Biru nearly coughed up a mouthful of old blood. How many talented, handsome young men dream of treating this young lady to a meal, practically having to queue up and draw lots for the mere chance? And you're actually reluctant. Are you serious? However, on the surface, she managed to maintain an awkward yet polite smile. You misunderstand, Teacher Zhang. I want to treat you as a small token of my gratitude. How about it? The moment he heard there was food involved, and a beauty was treating no less, Zhang Xuan immediately shed his impatient demeanor, and his hurried steps came to a halt. Sure, that sounds great. But just so you know, I expect a big meal. If it's just simple steamed buns and fried dough cakes, then count me out. This lightning-fast change of tune made Shen Biru, standing nearby, deeply feel that her renowned charm probably couldn't even hold a candle to a single serving of braised pork in this guy's eyes. Then, the two of them walked towards the dining hall together. Along the entire way, Zhang Xuan remained utterly silent, his eyes staring blankly ahead as if in a daze. Shen Biru couldn't help but mutter inwardly, with a great beauty like me right beside him, this guy doesn't say a single word. Is he a block of wood? Or just terminally oblivious? She turned, planning to initiate a conversation herself to ease the palpably awkward atmosphere. However, the sight that greeted her made her suck in a sharp, cold breath, nearly causing her to swallow her own tongue in shock. This guy? He had actually reached the legendary second realm of heart state, the mind like still water. 1. Had to understand. For martial artists, cultivation wasn't just about cultivating true ki. Even more crucially important was the cultivator's heart state. The higher one's heart state, the faster their cultivation speed, and consequently, the greater their future achievements would be. But this elusive heart state was even harder to cultivate than any martial art. In the entire Hongtian Academy, only the venerable old dean had managed to reach such a profound realm. A flash of inspiration struck Shen Biru. Could it be? His dead last, ranking in the teacher qualification exam. Was it all an act? Was he using the mockery and scorn of others to temper his will, to break through to the second level of mental state? Heavens! Such cunning, such depth, such perseverance. Little did she know, Zhang Xuan was merely so hungry his soul felt like it was about to drift away. His eyes were glazed over as he pondered whether to have braised lion's head meatballs or soy-braised pork knuckle. Later. Just how lucky could one person get? Look no further than Zhang Xuan to find out. Simply because he was spaced out from hunger, he had somehow, inexplicably, reached the legendary second level of mental state. Zhang Xuan himself was startled for a moment, but he quickly came to terms with it. After all, I'm cultivating a heavenly path technique. My starting point is high, and with that absurdly pure Genki boost, advancing this quickly seems pretty normal, huh? Before long, the two arrived at the most high-end restaurant near Hongtian Academy, Hongtian Pavilion. As a certified modern-day pleb, Zhang Xuan had never imagined Shen Biru would treat him to a place that screamed expensive at first glance. He actually felt a little thrill of excitement. Unbeknownst to them, Shang Bin and his lapdog, Chao Xiong, were also inside Hongtian Pavilion. Shang Bin still hadn't gotten over being beaten to a pulp, the bruises on his face not yet fully faded. He had even specially borrowed his grandfather's trump card spirit beast, the heaven-bursting lion. Unfortunately, the lion had an even worse temper than he did, and he couldn't control it at all. That's not necessarily true. At this moment, Chao Xiong, channeling his inner conniving advisor, had a glint in his eye. Young Master Shang, beasts are all the same. As long as we ply it with good food and wine, won't it become obedient and attack whomever you point at? As the two were muttering, Manager Wu of Hongtian Pavilion personally brought them a dish, his smile as wide and overly bright as a prize-winning sunflower trying too hard. Young Master Shang, all your dishes have been served. If there's anything else you need, just let this humble one know. Shang Bin, his sausage-like lips still swollen, mumbled indistinctly, I brought my heaven-bursting lion to the backyard. Make sure to feed his lordship well. Don't let him go hungry. Manager Wu immediately nodded and bowed obsequiously, then scurried off. Only then did Chao Xiong ask in confusion, Young Master Shang, I hear this Hongtian Pavilion has a powerful backing. This Manager Wu usually gives customers the cold shoulder, so why is he so enthusiastic towards you today? It's like he's met his own father. Shang Bin snorted smugly. Hongtian Pavilion is influential because its master, Elder Hong Hao, is powerful. However, Elder Hong Hao is a sworn brother of my grandfather. So naturally, this Manager Wu has to treat me well. After hearing Shang Bin's explanation, understanding dawned on Cao Xiong. He was just about to unleash a torrent of praises that could move heavens and make ghosts weep when his gaze inadvertently swept across the room, and he froze. Young Master Shang, look quickly. Isn't that Teacher Shen and that trash Zhang Xuan? Shang Bin quickly followed his gaze. Indeed. Teacher Shen? Why would she be hanging out with this loser? This young master has invited her so many times, and she always ignores me. With that, he was about to storm over and teach Zhang Xuan a lesson, but was stopped by Cao Xiong. "Young Master Shang, calm down!" Cao Xiong's eyes darted around as a plan formed. "I have an idea that will not only let Teacher Shen see that trash Zhang Xuan's true colors, but also give you a chance to show off your heroic might. Who knows, you might even win the beauty's heart." Hearing Cao Xiong had a plan, Shang Bin's interest was immediately piqued. "Oh, quick, tell me." Meanwhile, a completely oblivious Zhang Xuan was unleashing his autumn wind sweeps fallen leaves, skill on the table full of dishes. He devoured everything like a whirlwind, finally letting out a satisfied burp. Shen Biru, sitting opposite him, had been watching his dedicated diner performance the entire time, and was on the verge of a mental shutdown. This man has done nothing but eat from start to finish, without even a single moment of eye contact. Is this beauty just air to him? She sighed helplessly, preparing to settle the bill and leave. Out of sight, out of mind. Just then, Manager Wu approached with a beaming smile. "Hello, your total comes to 1,280 gold coins." Hearing the price, Shen Biru jumped in shock, almost spitting out the water she'd just sipped. How much? 1,280 gold coins? Manager Wu, you didn't miscalculate, did you? I remember the dishes I ordered only add up to 100 gold coins at most." Manager Wu pointed to an expensive-looking pot of wine on the table and said with a smile that didn't reach his eyes, "Apologies, beautiful teacher, but this pot of celestial intoxication on your table is priced at 1,200 gold coins. You brought this wine to our table yourselves," Shen Biru quickly argued. "I thought it was complimentary." Hearing this, Manager Wu's demeanor shifted instantly. He said disdainfully, "Teacher, you can't put it like that. If you truly didn't want it, you could have asked beforehand. Since you didn't say no, we naturally assumed you knew the price and tacitly agreed." This twisted logic left Shen Biru speechless. Although she knew he was deliberately distorting reason, she couldn't find the words to refute him. With no other choice, she decided to compromise and go back to get the money. Who knew that Manager Wu wouldn't agree? He said in a sarcastic, accusatory tone, "Teacher, you're not thinking of dining and dashing, are you? We at Hongtian Pavilion run a business. We don't do credit." He clearly intended to blow the matter up. Anyone with eyes could see he was deliberately picking a fight. At this moment, a voice from a figure who clearly thought himself very handsome sounded from behind. Well, what's going on here?" Sure enough, Shang Bin made his grand entrance. He first put on a show of asking about the situation, then colluded with Manager Wu, performing a transparent charade full of holes. After their little Q&A, upon learning that Zhang Xuan and Shen Biru might not have enough money, Shang Bin immediately put on a look of utter disappointment, turning to Zhang Xuan with a pained expression. "Teacher Zhang, it's not that I want to criticize you, but if you don't have money, don't try to act all generous. It's one thing to disgrace yourself, but why drag Teacher Shen down with you to be humiliated?" "Huh?" Zhang Xuan blinked, completely unfazed internally, even feeling a little like laughing. "I'll just sit back and watch your little performance. Let's see what kind of crap you can come up with." The rich second-generation kid, Shang Bin, had colluded with the restaurant staff to set a trap for Zhang Xuan. When Zhang Xuan couldn't pay, he would step forward gallantly, play the hero saving the damsel, and humiliate Zhang Xuan in the process. He thought he could kill two birds with one stone, put Zhang Xuan down and win the beauty's favor. However, he never would have dreamed that Shen Biru was actually the one footing the bill. Seeing his goddess approaching him with a dark expression, Shang Bin thought his charm had conquered her and was about to strike what he considered his most handsome pose. He didn't know that Shen Biru was about to explode with anger. "Shang Bin, who are you calling generous? Who are you saying is disgracing themselves? Seeing his goddess's furious outburst, Shangbin was stunned. What's going on? Teacher Shen, I wasn't talking about you. I was talking about that loser Zhang Xuan. He's broke but still pretends to be a big shot, treating people to meals. He's an utter disgrace. At this point, Zhang Xuan slowly and slyly twisted the knife. Young Master Shang, I'm not the one treating Teacher Shen. Is what? Hearing this, Shangbin's face instantly turned deathly pale. He looked like he might just keel over on the spot. So all that blabbering and insane mocking I was doing was actually directed at Teacher Shen? Am I not completely screwed? Shen Biru's pretty face was now frosty, as dark as the bottom of a pot. She advanced on Shangbin step by step, relentlessly questioning him. Shangbin, so I'm pretending to be generous, am I? I'm disgracing myself, huh? Well, just as Shangbin was flustered, breaking out in a cold sweat and unsure how. To salvage the situation, Cao Xiong whispered from behind, "Young Master Shang, quick! Help pay the bill! Drown her in money!" As if waking from a dream, Shangbin quickly fished out a large bag of gold coins from his robes and slammed it onto the table with an ostentatious thwack. "Manager Wu, I'll pay for Teacher Shen's table. It's just over 1,000 gold coins, a trifle." Let me show you the power of cash. Shangbin thought this move would move his goddess to tears of gratitude, making her fall for his monetary offensive. Who knew that Shen Biru wouldn't even glance at the bag of gold coins? She refused flatly. That won't be necessary. She took out a crystal-clear jade pendant from her robes, handed it to Manager Wu, and said coldly, "This jade pendant is worth at least 5,000 gold coins. I'll leave it here as collateral. I'll come back to redeem it after I fetch the money." Seeing Shen Biru completely deviate from his script, Shangbin grew anxious. He quickly shot a questioning look at his boot-licking strategist, Cao Xiong. "What do we do now? Waiting online, very urgent." But Cao Xiong was also utterly dumbfounded, scratching his head in frustration. The script has gone completely off the rails. What else can I possibly do? Just then, Zhang Xuan, who had been silently watching the show, spoke up. His voice wasn't loud, but it clearly reached everyone's ears. "Teacher Shen, there's no need to pawn such an important item." He slowly walked towards Shen Biru. "This meal isn't worth that much at all. If you give him the money, are you planning on being swindled like a sucker?" At these words, Manager Wu instantly became furious, his face flushing crimson. "Kid, what nonsense are you spouting? Our Hongtian Pavilion has always been honest with customers, young and old. We operate with integrity. How dare you accuse us of extortion? If you can't back up your words today, don't even think about walking out of this door in one piece." Shangbin, who had been at a loss moments ago, felt his spirits lift immensely at this scene. He immediately stepped aside, ready to watch Zhang Xuan meet his doom. Shen Biru, however, was a little confused. She knew of Hongtian Pavilion's influence and didn't understand why Zhang Xuan would suddenly act so confrontational. Wasn't he just asking for trouble? Looking at Zhang Xuan, he appeared completely calm despite Manager Wu's blustering threat, even curling his lip. "Since you want me to speak, then I won't hold back." He rose leisurely, tapped the table, and began his performance. "First, let's talk about this violet-scented bear meat. It's supposed to be soaked in violet fragrance flower essence for 3 days and 3 nights to absorb the flavor and, more importantly, its medicinal properties. I'm afraid this bear meat of yours hasn't even been soaked for half a day, has it? The texture might fool some, but as for the medicinal properties? You basically ate a whole lot of nothing." His words caused an uproar among the onlookers, who began to whisper amongst themselves. Then Zhang Xuan pointed to a delicious-looking fish on the table. Next, this Hong Lake Mandarin fish, marketed as wild caught, is actually just farmed fish passed off as the real deal. Only long-term farmed Mandarin fish would have such a short and small caudal fin. Wild ones have much larger tails. As he pointed out the problems with each dish, Manager Wu's face grew increasingly grim, and cold sweat trickled down his forehead. Although he had secretly implemented these cost-cutting measures behind his boss's back, ordinary diners wouldn't be able to tell, and even some professional gourmands might not see through them at a glance. He couldn't understand how this ordinary-looking young man knew these trade secrets. But so what if he knew? He gritted his teeth, deciding to deny it to the end. "Kid, stop spreading malicious rumors. Our Hongtian Pavilion's dishes are genuine and fairly priced. Everything you've said is a complete fabrication. If you want to prove your words, you'll have to produce irrefutable proof." Seeing Manager Wu resorting to shameless denials, Zhang Xuan's gaze sharpened, and a sarcastic smirk played on his lips. "You want proof? Solid proof, is it?" With that, he picked up the pot of celestial intoxication from the table and, under everyone's astonished gazes, poured all the wine onto the floor. Seeing this, Manager Wu's heart skipped a beat, a bad premonition rising within him. Could he even know about this? Impossible. Absolutely impossible. Zhang Xuan's lips curved upwards. He produced a flint striker from somewhere and said leisurely, "If this wine truly is celestial intoxication, worth 1,200 gold coins, then it would naturally be worth its price." However, reaching this point, he suddenly tossed the flint striker. Before his words even faded, the spark left his hand, and the spilled liquid on the floor ignited with a whoosh. Immediately, a disgusting stench, like a mixture of smelly socks and rotten eggs, assaulted their nostrils. The surrounding people clapped hands over their noses and mouths, recoiling in disgust. Only then did Zhang Xuan calmly and unhurriedly continue. "This is Qingyan brew, a concoction with a taste extremely similar to celestial intoxication, but costing less than a tenth of its price. Real celestial intoxication, when consumed in moderation, is beneficial and harmless. This Qingyan brew, however, is harmful to the body if you drink too much. And this foul stench, when it burns, is the best proof." Manager Wu of Hongtian Pavilion had been cutting corners and passing off inferior goods, never expecting to be exposed on the spot by Zhang Xuan, who even produced ironclad evidence. At this, all the customers in the restaurant erupted, cursing loudly, clamoring for refunds and demanding an explanation. Manager Wu's face turned green, a herd of 10,000 mythical grass-mud horses galloping through his mind. This isn't how the script was written. He was supposed to be a useless pushover. How can he even tell real celestial intoxication from a fake by smell? Is this guy moonlighting as a food critic or what? Nearby, Shang and Cao Xiong, still reeling from the shocking reversal, stood with their mouths agape, completely dumbfounded.